Today it's my privilege to not just take you on a skydive, but to accompany you for the first time in an aircraft. Let's go skydive.
So I went skydiving for the first time. And yep, you heard that right. Not only was I skydiving for the first time, but at that point, it was the first time I had actually ever been on any kind of airplane. And I jumped out of it. And it's been quite a long journey to get here. Years before this, my sister had wanted to go skydiving with my dad, but he ended up being like just slightly overweight for the weight restrictions for skydiving, and so he couldn't do it. Then a couple years after that, when I was in college, my dad actually ended up having a pretty serious heart attack, and obviously there was recovery and things to go along with that, and so it didn't happen again, and I didn't want to do it without him, so we just put it off for a while. And then another time we had a booking, but because of weather, it got delayed and pushed off again. But finally, we were here with my dad and my mom and my friend, and we were gonna do it. Then, when it was finally my turn to get on the plane and go, the front wheel, I don't remember exactly, but something about it broke and it would make for an unsafe landing, and so we had to delay. And because of the plane's broken wheel, we had to wait like 4 hours. Now, I must say this was absolutely our choice. The place was very kind and accommodating and willing to give us a refund and do it another day, but we did not want to delay again. We were gonna do this today. For Ben and I, this is kind of something we've been talking about and dreaming about for a very long time. Probably since high school or something. I mean, throughout high school, we were avid watchers of Yes Theory, and I still really subscribe to their whole philosophy and all of that stuff. And obviously at one point it was a very big part of their videos, taking strangers skydiving and a more skydiving license and all of that stuff. And it was just something that I really wanted to do. And I thought it was a really cool, like, push yourself way far out of your comfort zone, especially seeing as I had never been on any kind of plane before. And I just thought it would be a really cool experience, and not by any means some kind of adrenaline junkie. I'm not hooked on it for the adrenaline and the fear of it. In fact, I actually had a weird amount of not fear for it, but I knew it would be a cool and different experience, something you really don't get anywhere else. As for the actual jump, it really is something that's impossible to explain if you haven't done it for yourself.
You think you have a feeling of how it's going to feel, like you feel like you get that roller coaster feeling, but you don't get any of that. It's very difficult to describe what it feels like to actually jump out of a plane and just free fall for that long. Kind of just feels like you're standing in front of a giant fan or something. I
mean, they explained a part of this to us before the time, but it really sounds silly until you're actually there experiencing it. This like feeling of not actually falling because of the air pushing up on you, and things are just flying by so quickly. Like, I could see myself doing it again purely for taking in more information, because there were so many new things to me. The feeling of flying, and then the feeling of the wind and jumping out of the airplane, and I know people experience a similar kind of thing just looking out the window of an airplane, but it really is different when you're just looking straight down and it's kind of getting closer, but at the same time, at the blink of an eye, it's over, and all that rush of information and different feelings and things, it's a lot to take in. And yeah, it was a great experience, and regardless of the delays and things, that really wasn't their fault, and I would absolutely do it again.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I think it was definitely worth it to at least do it once in your life. Pretty rewarding. Got some nice videos and pictures out of it as well, so we can always remember what it looked and felt like, I guess.
That was my experience skydiving in Robertson, South Africa. If you guys have been skydiving, let me know what your experience was like. And thank you again for watching this video right until the end. If you liked it, please drop a like. It really does make a difference. And I will see you in the next video.
That was great! Well done! Well done! Good one!